where Chief Reynolds died.
Sandstorms would have buried the body long ago. I suggest scanning.
Because reasons.
Karkins.
Pathfinder, there is an armor piece buried deep. A leg bracer. Scan indicates tissue and bone fragments clinging to it. DNA identified as Chief Reynolds. Indications suggest his body was torn to pieces.
So the Chief became Karkin food.
Circle of life can be gruesome.
The remaining armor will be scattered, or perhaps brought to a nest. The chest piece and his Omni tool may explain his death.
Then we keep searching and scanning.
Another
Search
armor
and
piece.
scan,
Chief
search and
Reynolds' helmet.
scan.
The search continues.
His head's probably still in it. We're all gonna search and scan. Yeah, because who wouldn't want to live in a neighborhood with those giant things around, ready to
Made a
kill
lot of
you and
kids
tear
think
your
of
children to
alien
pieces?
worlds. Water and weather. Nothing tougher in the long run.
Pathfinder. The scanners picked up Chief Reynolds' chest piece, confirming single shot. Unable to determine weapon type, but entry point was at the back. Exit blast through the chest.
By all accounts, Nilken was in front of the Chief when he fired. So it wasn't his shot that killed him.
The Chief's Omni tool might shed some light.
So might a flashlight. But we don't have one of them either. Well, you see the... Did you see the massive glitch there on the cave entrance? Yeah, there. See that?
Pathfinder.
Oh my god.
Active
There's
remnant
like a
advised.
there's like a
I
world
suggest
hole like right
investigating.
there. Yep. Cool.
It's a Karkin nest, all right. Fan out.
Or step in front of me. One or the other. You know.
Enemy down.
Okay. Have we scanned? No, we haven't scanned cadmium yet.
Confirming initiative equipment, including Omni tool assigned to Security Chief Hiram Reynolds. If you power it up, I can exhume its data. Accessing data. The Chief was scanning at the time of death. The scan picked up 2 shots. One, a standard initiative rifle report, which missed. The other from behind, a Kett pulse weapon.
This proves Nilken is innocent. He didn't shoot Reynolds.
Seems clear to me. Good work.
Pathfinder, there is also an audio recording.
Go ahead and play it.
Oh, of course, they should be.
Where's Nilken?
Sorry, old friend. Had to do it. I'm not dying on this rock.
That sounds like...
Confirming. Voice identified as suspect, Nilken. So he did not kill the Chief.
But he meant to. Need another chat with the man.
Okay. Okay, so I think that finishes up that side quest, except that we have to go back to the Nexus and talk to him.
Do we have to? Do we really?
Let's do this.
Can't we just leave him rot in prison?
Oh well,
Because seriously, in the
we
grand
can
scheme
choose
of
to do
things,
that. We still should talk to him.
let's do that. Let's not. Let's say, sorry, dude, you on your own, buddy. Welcome to the galaxy. It ain't all fun and games.
Secret project.
I don't know. It just, in my mind, for the larger story that we're doing, this seems to be a lot of work and a lot of time mucking around doing things that really aren't progressing the plot of the story of the main game.
Yes, but on the other hand,
And for
there's
me,
also plenty of that
I'd rather
kind of
do
stuff in the original Mass Effect game as well, when you're supposed to be saving the galaxy.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think
Hated that then, too.
I think if they had
As you
not
recall.
introduced such ridiculous urgency into the colonization plot, if they had waited
Yes.
later for that, then I think things would proceed much more organically. In other words, all of these side missions would make sense if we're basically helping a struggling colonization effort. And the colonization effort could be struggling without a Kett invasion, without super dark energy tendrils, without alien air
Which
processors.
we obviously can't avoid because the ship doesn't turn left.
Colonization is just tough. And they could have started off doing a bunch of side missions, doing character development, introducing new locations, and then
so you cared about what happens to
and
people,
then
but
have
obviously
your
you don't.
inciting incident where big accident, sabotage, dark energy, aliens, and then
They
put the side
They
content
don't
away.
know pacing. They really, really don't.
Pathfinder, that body. A scan might help us figure that out. Not shot. He was just pummeled to death. Well, we know what did this. The Kett have nasty pets.
See,
West,
this was
Porter M. Get that, Lexi?
That doesn't mean
Pathfinder.
anything.
Records updated.
this was supposed to be how we're introduced to this area. We were supposed to have come in from the other side because we were supposed to have found this before the main plot, and that body pummeled to death would have been the introduction to the creature that we let out and then killed.
Wow. So just because you came in from a different angle, this whole progression system...
Schematics for Special Project Sigma. They were building something, but there are parts missing. This must be the project they were salvaging at Site 1. A way to fight the Kett.
We could finish it.
All components at Site 2 had security tags, compiling possible nav points.
Okay, so now computer's going to give us
we also could stay home and make
locations to
fluffernutters.
search for these other things. I think
this whole game is searching for other things.
Project.
And they give you the first one right here, so we only have to find 2 more.
It is funny that you mentioned that, though, because that was my least favorite part of the Mass Effect series, was all the little side questy thingies. And it's funny, because if you tie those in to the progression of the main plot, they would work well. But they didn't. They felt grindy. And this feels grindy, and we haven't even started yet. And I have a sneaking suspicion that, unfortunately, there's going to be nothing but grindy in this.
Well, you know what? But if it was just a colonizing thing and not a save the galaxy thing, I'd be fine with that. I'd be like, well, yeah, of course it's kind of grindy, but that's what it's like. You know, like No Man's Sky is kind of grindy.
Right, but they're not introducing it that way. They're not advertising it that way, and the gameplay is not showing that from the get-go being that way. They've got this very quick, we've got to save this thing, we've got to solve this mystery, we've got to beat back blah blah blah. Oh, by the way, we have to solve a murder. What? I don't know. They're getting their murder investigation game into my exploration of the galaxy game. And,
well, I think a detective role would work really well for this kind of game. But you've got to.
This is the kind of thing that a subplot character should do, and that's why playing as other people, I think, would have made more sense. This is the kind of thing that you would pop into another character that needed to do these things that you may know or relate to or whatever else. But if you wanted to, you could pop into that character whenever you wanted to do that and come back here and do the main thing. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's got their own job to do. Why am I doing the job of an investigator when I should be doing the job of a Pathfinder? Do you know?
Well, but they specifically created Pathfinder to be, like, almost anything.
Right, which makes no sense.
All Site 2 components are accounted for.
Let's head to Site 2's research station and see what good they do.
Secret government ego project.
Start warming the syrup.
Yum.
Oh, no, 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 you're flooding it!
Can I scan it? Yeah, I can.
PB's tech looks like.
Can you scan?
Yeah, these...
Of course you can.
They didn't quite
I hate to
make
say
it clear, but apparently those scanners we were looking at that were all alien stuff, that's PB's stuff. That's equipment she deployed.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yep. Look out, Rock. Come through. No, wait, am I supposed to go back to Site 2 or Site 1? Yeah, Site 2.
What the? Pathfinder. That body.
What?
Scan might help
What?
us figure that out.
Why did that trigger again?
Maybe it triggers every single time.
Guys,
I'm getting the whole amusement park mentality in this.
Life support.
Nice. Let's get to a research station, see what we've got.
that did not put a waypoint. Now these other things.
Wow, we're
remember
way pointless.
The memory trigger things. Okay, that's the outpost site. Oh wait, yeah, that's the outpost site. This is the memory trigger. I tried getting there before the atmosphere processor is on, and it just kills you because there's too much radiation in those areas.
Oh, you really? Now, can you upgrade your gear, or is it just one of those things they don't expect you to do that way?
I didn't try it after the atmosphere processor was on, so I think that might have been the key, actually. And of course, we're supposed to go do this, which is establish the outpost. So why don't we go do that?
Yes, please. Plot progression might be more interesting.
Well, actually, that's not so much plot progression as I think it is more grindy colonization type stuff. I just wanted to do the murder one first, because I'd already done it. I didn't want to forget about it.
Well, I so want to forget about it. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't
uphill.
seem like it should be anywhere near something that requires that mode. Press lift trigger to slow the Nomad. Why would I want to slow the Nomad?
Please, if anything, I want to do the exact opposite. Oh, man. Where's the not suck button? There's got to be one around here somewhere. I'm sure it's a wonderful vehicle after you spend 90 hours upgrading the damn thing.
I also feel that there's something that's not enjoyable about the boost mechanics. Just in general, both for characters and
just
vehicles.
the boost logic to me, I think
It just means it's like you're constantly, you can't just travel at a given speed. You have to drive, boost, drive, boost, drive, boost. You can't just walk or run at a good pace. You've got to, jump, dash, jump, dash, jump, dash. Look at that. Oh, it's one of those invisible dudes, I think. Forget him.
Look out! Oh no, there's a branch, there's a tree, there's a shrub, look out, it's gonna slow you down.
Oh, Kett ship. 2 Kett ships.
Kett ahead. They appear
Great,
to
can
be
we outrun
fighting
them?
the Krogan.
Is that Drac?
Okay, $5 on the Krogan. Oh, don't drive in the water, it'll kill you instantly. Why don't you just run over everybody? I think that would be far more efficient. Especially against shooting a wall. Yeah, why don't you put him on it? Boink. This is where he joins your crew.
Now that's fun.
Okay, I can see where that is amusing and or interesting and or occasionally hysterical. I kind of wish there was a big open pit of which you could throw these people and just be done with it.
Oop. Okay, I dropped that guy instead of throwing him. Oh, is it? Oh, there's a drop shit on my head.
You leveled up by shooting the butt.
That's not fair, in the least.
What's not fair? Did you shoot your whack? Did you shoot your whack? Don't shoot your whack. He's never gonna join your crew now. Put bullets in him. Wow, what's the range in that thing?
Pretty far, as far as I can see.
Nice.
And I'm pretty sure those guys are dying.
Well, I'd be curious if they just start coming back with limps.
Oh, yeah, okay, so behind cover you can't grab him.
To be honest, I would think you would want to grab shielded people so that you could drop those guys up from afar, but why that doesn't work on shielded guys? Is there some kind of explanation in the lore, something about energy fields or something?
No, it's always kind of been that way, that powers are not effective on...
Straight up. See, I had to go straight up and down so we would fall the maximum distance. I'm sorry, that's comedic to look at.
Oh, I intend to do it a lot.
Oh, I'm sure you do. It's just, it's funny. They all seem to go incredibly limp in air progress. Oh, he still got a little
Oh,
shield
yeah,
left.
he had like one sliver.
Yep. That ruined it. Yeah, see, why throw when you can shoot? Hey, it's skeet shooting. Yeah, it's just they kind of like go completely docile. That's hysterical. Hey, now can we do that with Cora?
Oh, that's a good question. That would be really useful.
I'd be curious.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that would be terribly useful. Get in the ship. You just kind of like throw her in. You know, to be honest, I'm surprised that they don't allow you to do that with your teammates, because that could be terribly useful in many circumstances that I can think of.
Oh, okay. Cutscene before I can do it.
That fight was fun.
You're telling me.
You could really handle yourself, kid. And I hear you're the one to thank for clearing up the sky. Had your number all wrong.
I thought you were a loser.
You're not so bad yourself, old man. Maybe we should work together after all?
This fight was pretty good, but you're still Nexus and green as a Drell. Still, something tells me you've got potential. Be ashamed to waste that. I mean, just point me to your ship and try to keep up.
Alright, so now we've got Drac. And a lot of people pointed out that the character introductions are really...
They're not the
They're
best.
They're not the best. They're not that interesting. Oh, okay, so this thing we couldn't scan before, this is the secret government Ego project that we needed the parts for.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, and it's what turns into your base.
Wow, magical base
This is where we'll build our new
device.
outpost. A real beginning.
Prepping deployment order. You must choose what purpose this new outpost will serve.
Choose and
Nexus doesn't get a
perish.
say?
Resources are
Yeah,
at
I
a
know.
crisis point. Protocol states this judgment call falls to the Pathfinder.
Just like
With
everything
current
else.
supplies, you could build a military outpost, focusing on defense and militia training. Alternatively, a scientific outpost could advance the initiative's research and discoveries.
I'm sorry, my first inclination is drive-in theater.
What do you think? Military outpost or scientific?
I say scientific. Aren't we here to explore? I say military. There's too many threats out here.
Be
Yes, Ann
advised
Coulter,
that
thank
the
you.
first outpost placed by a Pathfinder will be a statement in itself. Fair or not, your choice will represent the initiative and its intentions in Andromeda. Consider carefully.
Got an opinion?
Strangely enough, I do, and to be honest, considering that the plethora of things that we're running into, as well as the entire attitude and mentality of the game thus far, is we're here to shoot stuff. I don't see anybody caring about anything scientific except the few running around rummage scan things. Everybody else is pummeling bullets into the Kett. So you know what? I would probably have to, from a pragmatic standpoint, have to go military, because every time we go 10 feet in this thing, we got dropships coming down on us. And you know what? We're going to be considered invaders no matter what the hell we do. So, you know what? If we put a scientific outpost, it's just going to get destroyed again, and we're going to be out here scanning bodies and then figuring out, gee, I wonder who shot that guy. Yeah, my inclination, sadly, is to go with military, and that's exactly what I don't want to do.
Exactly. But
at the same time,
exactly.
I think that's exactly what this place
No, but
needs.
I don't believe I want my character or our character to do that, even if it is the practical thing for
totally don't.
the game to do. You know what I'm saying? So,
right, but the game's history so far tells me if you do anything but military, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
I don't think it's that bad.
That's what the game is telling me.
I don't think it's that bad.
I want a scientific outpost. I want to say, hey, we're just here to coexist and whatever else. I've wanted that from the get-go, but the game doesn't seem to want me to do that.
I think it's a justifiable fear that the game is going to punish it for this choice, but I feel that defining the character is more important than choosing the best path gameplay-wise. So I also want science.
Prioritize research and discovery. That's our foundation and our future.
Orders prepped. Ready on your signal.
I also wanted to be able to negotiate a ceasefire at the beginning of the game, but there's no button for that.
Yeah, please tell me what the heck is up
No,
with that.
I mean, you could have had it break down. You know, you could have made conflict inevitable in a better way than that.
Andromeda Initiative. This is Ryder. Pathfinder. Eos is ready for deployment.
Copy that.
Oh God!
Outpost
Can you believe her? Did he just roll his
No,
eyes?
but they
totally rolled his eyes.
Snapped so quickly it looked ridiculous. And funny thing is that iMotion is supposed to be something they just addressed in the patch.
Yeah, whatever.
August Bradley, operational head for this block. Mayor now, I suppose. We're ready to make the most of what you delivered.
It took a lot of people to get us this far. That's the work you'll continue.
I hear that. Prodromos. That's what we're calling her.
They're
Really?
eager. I
That's
haven't
terrible.
seen eager for months. Eos is far from golden. But now it's a producer. A real and reasonable first step. They think you did the impossible.
Where did all these buildings come from?
The Nexus.
Where did all this
hoping
we're
was
suddenly different from 5 minutes ago
irresponsible.
come from?
You proved me wrong, Pathfinder.
What are you playing at? Seems like being my friend is suddenly valuable.
Fair assumption.
Can we shoot her and dump her in a river?
Yep. And
please?
by the way, I've seen what happens if
The
you try to be
reality,
nice
Ryder,
with her.
You bought us time.
It doesn't
one
work.
outpost
Oh,
on a
yes.
long-shot planet
Yeah, I
won't
didn't
stop
think
us from
so.
starving. You already have a lead on something else?
The nav point. From the vault.
Now it gets complicated. The others are ready to officially sanction your efforts, to be a part of your success. We all want the initiative to succeed. But after failing for so long, no one agrees on how to do it.
14 months, dude.
Be aware. That's all.
14 months. People have spent a lot more time than that failing at a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care why anyone helps, so long as they do.
I've heard that before. Talk to Bradley. Later, we'll go over the extended
Stop telling me
job
how you
of
had sex with
Pathfinder.
my dad.
Until then,
Oh God,
Tan's
did they?
waiting
Pretty sure.
on the Nexus.
Oh, Jeebus.
When she says crap like I've heard people say that before, she's bitter about your dad somehow. I don't know exactly how. I've been avoiding watching any other Let's Plays of this, so I don't know. How did it... Wait. First of all,
Yeah, the reasoning
I had a
behind it.
vehicle. And
Yes?
where the heck is it?
Oh my God.
All right.
Well, wait a minute. Now you're on the ridge overlooking the town. I mean, weren't you down in the valley a second ago?
I guess we just did a really long walk and talk. And yeah, so all of this stuff here suddenly appeared,
out
and
of
it put the Tempest down there as well. So we got a landing site and a bunch of other stuff.
And please explain to me what's to stop the Kett from invading and slaughtering everyone like they just did at that other place you were just at.
So now it's saying I have to give the radiation time to clear. I have to speak with Addison on the Nexus. You basically make some choices about who to wake up from cryo. Just like you choose science versus military, there'll be different advantages you get from choosing different people.
Okay, first question. Who can replace Addison? Wake them up.
Good question. Scan planets, scan wildlife.
I can't believe there's no backup command staff somewhere. I mean, does nobody think of these things?
Research minerals, remnant cores.
The ghost
missing
of
scientists. I think
promise.
did we find that? Okay, the truck is still down there.
Better be, unless somebody stole it. Yeah, who's to say somebody's not going to nick your stuff?
I think the science vehicle was actually the crashed shuttle. Maybe it wasn't. Or maybe it's a different crash shuttle. Anyway, I think that will be it for
there's so many
this
of them.
time.
Okay, well, hopefully everyone's
Save
enjoying
the
our
game.
bitching about Andromeda.
Yes.
I know I'm not. And don't get me wrong, I really, really wanted to like this. I really want to do a whole lot of things. I've yet to find a core element of something I can attach onto and say, you know what, I want to go with this, you know? And I've seen a lot of reviews that people have had saying, well, it's not a bad game, it's just got all kinds of issues and da-da-da-da. I'm like, I don't know. All the issues so far to me don't say that it's a good game, so if it's not a good game and it's not a bad game, it's just a game. And the question is, do I want to go through this just a game? You know, I mean, is there something compelling enough for me to continue, despite all the idiosyncrasies and honestly, I don't know yet. And man, I was really, really looking forward to this.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's not enough. I mean, all the other games in the Mass Effect series, despite whatever flaws they do have, are more than just good games. They are excellent games. 2 and 3 are very different from 1, but they are all, average games that are way above the average.
Yes. Especially for their time.
This game
and that's what kills me. That they've had so much time with this and so much experience in game design, development, and implementation over a decade?
Not these guys. This is a different studio. This is not the studio that made the other 3.
I'm not talking about the specific studio. I'm just talking about the industry as a whole. That we have come so far in tech and experience. And
look at the big dish.
Not to mention tools. I mean, think of all the things that didn't exist a decade ago.
Where do we get those? Yeah, so I would say...
But obviously, we've got satellite dishes.
This game's got an identity crisis. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. It's tilted even further towards the shooter area, but it's still not an exceptional shooter. And it's originally supposed to have been an RPG, and it really seems like a lot of the RPG elements, other than the mechanical ones...
well, maybe the shooting gets better.
No, I don't think the shooting's going to get any better. No.
Well,
we might get a wider range
played with all the weapons.
Abilities, and we'll probably get better at using them. I'm glad I figured out how to do the pull and throw thing after failing at it miserably for 20 minutes or more.
Well, we can't blame the game for that. But
well,
we haven't leveled things up. We haven't.
Can't we?
Well, maybe. But we haven't leveled up any of the other weapons. We haven't tried out many of the other weapons yet, so maybe we shouldn't be so harsh in the combat just yet. But stick with us with this a little bit longer. We'll see where it goes, and we'll see how far we can go with it. So thanks everyone for watching, and hopefully we will all see you all next time.
Yep, see you then.